Hi everyone, this is Amelia with InSkagit here. I'm interviewing Holly Davison at the Whidbey Art Gallery. First question that I like to ask is, how did you get started in photography?
I have always loved to take pictures, but I never thought of myself as a photographer. I'd travel with my family and I'd shoot 6 rolls of film, and my mom would come home and say, "We just developed this. Lovely." But when I had my children, I got a little bit better camera and wanted to take better pictures of them. And I remember back in college, I worked for the Forest Service and did a lot of hiking in the Mount Baker area. And I'd take these pictures and I'd come back and I think, ugh. And I bought Art Wolf's book so I could show everybody what the Pacific Northwest looked like where I hiked. And then Art for Oso was a project that started on Facebook after the Oso mudslides. And I wanted to get involved. And I had a couple of pictures that I thought maybe they aren't too bad. And so I submitted them for approval, maybe to donate them for the auctions. And one of them was of a grizzly bear that I'd taken out to swim at Swim Game Farm. And the other one was of a sunset. And they both got accepted. And then there was a bidding war on my grizzly bear, and I'm like, wow, maybe I can do this. Maybe they tased me all my life, and I really maybe had some decent shots. And so I made a commitment then. One, because somebody paid for my work, and I felt like I wanted to not be a fraud, maybe in a sense. I wanted to live up to that, and I thought maybe I can do it. And so I saved some money and bought what I thought was a better camera, and I started on this journey of teaching myself photography. So with the help of YouTube and some really great friends, I have learned how to do this bit by bit, failure by failure, but it's what got me here today.
That's a really neat story.
Thank you
for sharing. What would you say is your favorite subject to photograph?
I love the night sky. I mean, as you can see here, I love the night sky. I love the Milky Way and the stars and the northern lights. Probably some of my favorite experiences here in the Puget Sound area is photographing the northern lights and being able to share that with my children. I actually bring my children with me sometimes to watch. So it's quiet. It's, there's a peace during the night that you don't get during the day. And so I really enjoy that peace of kind of being surrounded with the stars and enveloped in the darkness.
So what do you do when you're not taking photos?
I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom of 3. And we do a lot of traveling. We just got back from a 31-day road trip to Alaska. So we drove the Alaska Highway up and explored the Yukon territory and went all over through Alaska. And by homeschooling, it gives me an opportunity to kind of show my kids the beauty of the Pacific Northwest, and it also gives me wonderful photography opportunities as well. So it's kind of, I don't know if I'm ever not photographing or doing something of that nature, but it's a way that I get to explore and teach my children as well.
So tell us some stories about some of the photography that we're going to be featuring in the magazine. What about the one that features Mount Erie?
Okay, so the one from Mount Erie, I actually took that. I had a photography intern about a year ago from our local high school, and she was a senior in high school, and as kind of her senior project, she interned with me and learned all different types of photography, portraiture and landscape, and then she was able to kind of give back with some of her photography skills with taking senior photos for some of her friends that really didn't have the means to do so. And so we were on that was one of our outings. We went up to Mount Erie, the Septon Pass area, and explored the area. And so that photograph was taken that night as I was teaching her how to do long exposure and get the trails of the cars and things highlighting the road down below.
That's neat.
Thank you.
Then the other one is the shot of the refinery in Anacortes.
Yes, and that one's from very early on in my photography journey. That shot was taken probably way back in 2014, late 2014, after the OSO slides, and I had updated the camera. I had joined a group about teaching, about learning photography, and you were given assignments every week. And so the assignment was kind of cityscapes with kind of reflection to enhance the cityscape. We don't have a lot of cityscapes here on Whidbey Island, and so, or even the Skagit Valley. So I thought, well, the refinery maybe will work as a cityscape rather than packing things up and going all over Seattle. So packed the kids in the car and we went for an evening drive up to Anacortes and spent the evening up there on the trail, kind of walking back and forth and checking out the view, and we captured that shot of Mount Baker kind of sitting there over the refinery.
So the next one that I wanted to talk about, I believe it's the Bowman Bay tree.
Yeah, one of the trees. Then that tree is actually out there at Lighthouse Point. So on that hike from Bowman Bay, out and around the point. And that shot was captured during the blood moon eclipse. And so as we were waiting for the moon to rise over Deception Pass Bridge, there was this beautiful sunset going on behind us. And I didn't want to take my eyes off the moon and the bridge and what if it rose, but I did turn around and capture a few images of that sunset. And so that's how that one came about. So one of those lucky moments of always look behind you, even if you're waiting for something really good to happen in front of you.
So it was kind of like a 2-for-1.
It was a 2-for-1. Yes, the shot of the blood moon over the bridge has been a good seller here in the gallery. So, but yeah, that shot I actually used in my calendar. So, yeah.
And then I think the other one was the one of the Milky Way.
It is the Milky Way rising over Deception Pass Bridge. That was a fun one. That one took some planning, and that shot happened about 4 a.m. So we hiked in early and got set up there out of Bowman Bay again, and captured that shot as we kind of waited for sunset, and got a 2-for-1 there as well. So, but that one happens in the early spring. So, but you've got to be willing
to wait for
that one and to lose some significant sleep. Yeah, but it's a fun one to get. I love photographing from that area of Skagit County, Deception Pass Bridge and the Bowman Bay area, and it's kind of fun to share a park with both counties there. So, and I love walking across the bridge too, and get to set foot in both.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, you mentioned how your favorite subject to photograph is the nighttime, the night sky. What would you say kind of fuels your passion for these spaces and the night sky?
Well, I'm part of a group on Facebook about the Aurora Borealis, Washington State, and pretty active in that group. And I think it's an experience I think everyone really needs to have. I mean, it's just that incredible to be able to stand on the beach here or in a real dark field and watch this light dance above you, It's not something that happens every day. I think sometimes we take the beauty of this area for granted, and because we see it every day, we just live it. But this isn't something that you can just go outside one night and see. It takes planning and patience, and there is such a reward to be able to be out there and experience and see that. And I think it's that being able to share that experience and having other people be able to say, oh my goodness, that was one of the most beautiful, crazy things I've ever seen, and to be able to share that with people who aren't able to then experience it. I think what leads me to share my work here. You know, a lot of people value their sleep, and I don't blame them. But if you're willing to give it up, to experience the night sky and the Milky Way, and people say, "Is that real? Is this real?" And I go, "Yes." I mean, these images are all one single shot, 30 seconds, taken of the sky. And so if we get away dark enough, places, this is what, you can see. And, but a lot of us aren't able to. So it's been an honor to be able to share the view of the night sky through my eyes with everyone around me.
Well, I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day, Holly. I think that it's very interesting, and I appreciate you sharing it with us.
Well, thank you very much. I've enjoyed it.